Okay, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are good. Also, I don't know why that isn't showing up, but it's good. Yeah, now we got it up. Hope you guys are doing good. My name's Shonde. I'm with Mutamilo, and this is the second episode of the Almost Football podcast. It's been a while since we've actually done this, so we're gonna try get like a lot of things, out of the way as quickly as possible. So yeah, Stumza, we're in here. We got topics on the screen. How you doing before we start off with anything?
All good. All as good as you can be during a pandemic, but alive, well, happy to be chatting with a mate. How are you doing, Gomzi?
Yeah, not too bad, man. It's good. Level 4 lockdown in South Africa, so yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Everybody knows it's just one of those things.
On an unrelated note, it's a really sad thing to watch the news and you see day 460 something of lockdown.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm not digging it. I have to be honest with you.
No, fair play.
So look, there's a lot of stuff just in regards to the stream before we start kicking off with topics and kicking off with football. Number one, anybody who jumps into stream, can you please just let me know how the audio is, if the music is too loud, how Stums is sounding, how I'm sounding, potentially if the football match, because I am actually watching it, but I don't know if that audio is going to be bleeding through into stream. I assume it's not, but weirder things have happened on streams before, so trying to get that into the mix basically. Yeah, let me adjust the music here a little bit. So Stumza, I'm gonna kick you off quickly while I try to adjust this, because I want your thoughts on what is happening with what is happening in this game. Like, what do you rate, bro? Ukraine versus England. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. The Euros have been very interesting this year because I don't know, the way, similarly to how football is never scripted, or at some points we assume that it isn't scripted, the teams that you would assume would reach the stage haven't. Yeah. And the Ukraine had to dig out a victory, and they're a very well-trained team. So 100%. Ideally, you would assume that perhaps England are shoo-in to win this game. At the same time, we understand and know that the British sometimes crumble under the pressure.
Yeah.
They are far from home.
I mean, let's be honest. If it was anybody else, if it was Italy versus Ukraine or Belgium versus Ukraine, we would know that the automatic W is on the cards.
Oh, 100%.
But because it's England, yeah,
literally anything could happen. Anything. Because I don't know, these Euros have been so unpredictable. We've had games going to extra time where Spain was leading 3-1 at the end of 90 minutes. It's 3-3. 10 minutes into extra time, it's 5-3.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. But on the balance of the odds, you'd probably peg England to win this game maybe 2-1 easily.
Yeah, so you're going to
win
England.
A 1-0.
Yeah, 2-1 England. there's not really much more that I can say on that front. That you
1-0 England.
Are you joking? There's no ways. Are you telling me England have just scored?
England have just scored.
You are kidding me. Who scored?
Kane from a Raheem Sterling assist.
No ways. That is a joke. I'm about to watch this now. Because, as always, Stums is ahead. I'm unfortunately watching streams.
I'm not even joking. Actually,
okay. Are you being serious? Are you being 100% serious?
Yeah, and he's on. There's no way he's off. Whoa, no, wow. So
England have scored. Welcome to the podcast. We're 5 minutes in and England have taken the lead.
It's been 4 minutes.
So here's Sterling to Harry Kane. And it is 1-0. You're actually, wow. Okay,
and
so
there's no way he's off.
I'm actually not going to say too much on the thoughts on my Ukraine versus England game now, because we are 5 minutes into the game and England are 1-0 up. So we're going to move on very, very briefly here, as we give you these updates in the podcast about the game. It's a very well taken goal, by the way. Sterling has slipped through 100%. Kane, just separated Ukraine's defense like a knife through hot butter. He's way on. He's like a solid.
It's not even contentious. It's not even the weight of the pass, the finish, everything.
It was a very good goal. Keeper probably might have been able to do better. But anyways. Wow. That is ridiculous. Come on, England, let's go. I mean, yeah, we were going to chat about that, but let's move on to like a more dire topic here. And I just want to get onto that Christian Eriksen incident. Christian Eriksen's actually doing very well. For those of you who don't know, Christian Eriksen collapsed from a cardiac arrest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
Yeah, a cardiac arrest.
If I'm not mistaken, his pulse stopped, or like he didn't have a pulse.
Yes. So he actually was legally dead for a little bit of time.
That's terrifying.
And the medical staff were able to get to him as quickly as they potentially could. And they did a very, very good job. Christian Eriksen is doing okay. He is stable. I think he's still in hospital at the moment. Denmark have actually gone through without him to the semi-final, which is incredible and like really, really well done to them. And whoever wins with Ukraine versus England will play them. But I just want to say very well done to the medical team that got onto the field to help him as quickly as they did, and also just to cover up that situation as well, because it was super dire.
It was.
I
think.
Yeah. I unfortunately cut into the game as it happened, so I was very confused. I had absolutely no idea what was actually going on. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely
I think
insane.
It's a very stressful situation to be in. Like, imagine if you're one of the players and you're just literally on the pitch and you don't know what's happening with this man, but this man's on the floor and he's not moving. I think, wow.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it was...
It was super intense. And I mean, we've watched this stuff happen in football before, but I mean, for the medical team to do what they did was absolutely incredible. And thankfully he is okay. So yeah, just the hope that it doesn't happen again in the future. But it is very, very unpredictable. But it's also weird because footballers are very fit people.
Yes.
You know, they're in the prime of their physical, lives, and for that to happen is kind of crazy. Just in the terms of like it can genuinely happen anywhere to anyone, anytime. Like it is so intense. Did you watch that live?
I didn't watch it live. I literally, because what had happened was I wasn't watching football at that point. I was on Twitter and I saw something. I was like, Eriksen's trending. I was like, okay, what's happening? And then it was a very stressful time because Fabrizio Romano is saying that Eriksen's going to hospital. And I'm like, isn't there a game supposed to be happening? So outside of the context of the game, it just seemed as though a lot was happening. And I think, I don't know, the thing that scares me the most is that like Christian, like him, he doesn't have like any underlying conditions. You know how Daley Blind has like a heart condition?
Yes, yeah.
So if that type of thing happens to him, then it kind of makes sense because he has this underlying condition. Christian Eriksen, for all we know, doesn't have an underlying condition. So this just came out of the blue during a football game, which is just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
And we just need to celebrate the medical staff more because they did a phenomenal job based on the resources and the amount of time that they had.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, they brought him back, which was absolutely incredible. So we've already got Josh in the chat, like going ham about England. Says he won't be in the stream much, but he'll be back around half time. Thank you so much for your support, and to everybody who is going to be listening and watching, either now or in the future. We really do appreciate it.
Sending love your way.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, also don't be afraid to give us feedback. It's only our second time doing this, and after a while, we appreciate any feedback or anything like that. Any topics that you guys might want to talk about as well, you're more than welcome to jump in. And speaking about topics, Tamilo, I've been chomping at the bit at this one because I actually haven't been keeping up with transfers. I'm not sure about you, but let's get into this. I'm not going to talk first here because I got a lot to say.
Okay, fair play. So I think a lot of interesting things are happening, or have happened. So I think I saw where to start. Let's start perhaps where things got a little bit tasty. You know how the Gini Wijnaldum deal and how you're supposed to go to Barcelona?
Yes.
And then in the 11th hour, the switch over to PSG.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know what Poch is doing, but it looks like he's building a semi-decent team.
I mean, it's PSG. They'll do anything to get the players they want. Have you seen their backline now, dude?
The backline is terrifying.
Oh, it's terrifyingly good. But PSG have this thing where they seem to build these super teams, like FIFA teams, and then it just never works. You know,
Well,
they get to finals or semifinals and then they just bottle it. Like, you need to understand that these guys have spent an exorbitant amount of money and still have not won the Champions League. And the same goes to City as well, who, but in also, their master stroke and their master genius of their plans, have unfortunately just not been able to win the Champions League.
Also, at the same time, I think PSG have more to prove now because they lost Liga. So the only silverware they had was, I think, the equivalent of what the FA Cup was in the last season. So they have to try and assert some kind of dominance back on like Liga and the French division. I think what is interesting to watch with regards to transfers is kind of teams that are very efficient and do the job very well. For instance, if you look at all of Leicester's transfers, it's honestly like a well-oiled machine. And I think Leicester is going to be a very formidable team in the coming season. I think they are trying to solidify a top four, maybe top five, because the last 2 seasons they've just been in the top five. A top five like certification, at least, to ensure that like they're not a team that gets relegated, but a team that is firmly one of the best in the UK. So,
so to give everybody a lowdown on like the transfers that have been happening so far, the most notable ones, especially in the last couple of days, is that Ramos has moved to PSG. On a free, and Jadon Sancho officially completed his move to Manchester United about 2 days ago, which is big. It seems that Murtaugh kind of knows what he's doing at United. Then we've got Samari, I think is his name. He went to Leicester.
Yes.
Recently as well. In terms of the managers, Nuno Espirito Santo went to Tottenham.
That one is interesting, hey?
Yeah, he's gone through there. I saw that, I can't remember his name, he's gone to Fulham. Also used to be the Wolves manager before Nuno.
Yes. I know who you're talking about, the guy with the black hair.
Can't remember his name. He was at Everton and then they got rid of him. I feel like Silva is popping to mind, but I don't think that's correct.
I think it's Andre Silva, but I don't know.
No, I don't know. I can't remember. So he went through.
So isn't Rafa Benitez going to Everton?
Yes, he is. Rafa Benitez is in through to Everton. And if any other notable ones pop up while we're talking about this, then we'll pop it your way. But to be honest, I haven't been keeping up with transfers. There were a couple of things about Lukaku potentially leaving that's been put to the sword. Again, I've stayed so far out of transfers just because I don't want a repeat of what's happened. Last year.
City are bidding for both Jack Grealish and Harry Kane.
City put down 2 £100 million bids for Harry Kane and then for Jack Grealish as well. And I am
shitting your pants.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. If Harry Kane goes to Manchester City, that's it, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's almost the same as Messi going to Manchester City, but it's not as hectic. But Kane is the best striker probably in the Premier League right now, anyways.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So if he goes to City, but let's not even talk about Jack Grealish. If Harry Kane goes to City, that's game over. Like, that's game set match, isn't it?
Because at the same time, right, City is like, don't get it wrong, City is a team that has a lot of depth, but they don't have an out-and-out number 9, or at least a centre forward. They had it in the likes of like Aguero, but Aguero's gone now. Jesus, yes, but like an out-and-out number 9, someone who holds up the ball, someone who headers, someone who can hold up play, like someone who drives, like an out-and-out goal scorer. Right. That's Harry Kane. Yeah. And if you think about it, like Gomes, Harry Kane is in front of De Bruyne, who is in front of like the likes of like Eric Garcia, or I forget the guy's name. Like, it's so well rounded.
Ruben Dias.
And that attack is just insane. And the defense it's been proven, is solid.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's also
they are the Premier League. They are the Premier League champions.
Oh, 100%.
And then if they're adding Harry Kane to their repertoire,
No, it's late, because at the same time, let's say Harry Kane is your number 1 striker. Your substitute is Gabriel Jesus, who is also a talented striker.
That's if they don't get rid of him.
Oh, 100%. But the interesting thing about I don't know if you saw this development because I read this on Fabrizio Romano's Twitter
Sorry,
page. He said,
Spurs
"Yeah,
said no to the 100 mil. Well, that's what I've heard. Yeah, they did say no, but we're just speaking hypotheticals.
no, hundred
Anyways, yeah.
percent." So
What
what
it,
happened was Spurs are trying to get a switch deal, and I don't know if this is the best tactical decision to make, but they're trying to like ship off Sterling for Harry Kane and also give them 100 mil or something of the sort.
jeez.
Which,
It sounds like a very City type deal.
yeah, but at the same time, why get rid of Raheem Sterling?
Dude,
You know?
because, you know, you have the chance to get the best striker in the Premier League, you know, in the end of the day. And that's what the likes of fucking like Eric Dyer trying to assist him. Not that I'm not
Fair.
saying that Eric Dyer isn't a good player or anything. It's just like the standard and the quality from Tottenham to City is
Oh, dude, it's
it
miles.
doubles. It practically triples at a stage. So the other thing is we're not playing music in the stream anymore. So kind of this is just how it's gonna go.
Love to see it.
Anyways, so
what else? What else is interesting?
I can't really think of any other transfers. I'm excited about the Jadon Sancho transfer, but like everybody's getting so hype about it, and I'm just
that just terrifies me.
I'm at this tip of just like, let's see how he plays. Okay, so he's at United now. Okay, how's he gonna play? How's he gonna perform? Because there's too many times where we've made big money transfers and they just haven't worked out. So I want to see his performances.
So I think also we got him for less than 120 mil. Great. But at the same time, I don't know. We've been wanting this transfer for a long time. And I think a lot of United fans thought that this was the transfer that makes the team whole. But at the same time, my thing is I'm looking at like Fabrizio Romano's page every day, trying to see who are we scouting as a center back? Are we looking in the market for a CDM? I think
those two are vitally important. I think Varane into the team would be a massive boost. Whether he can still perform at the top level, I understand he's 28, but Varane was beyond incredible.
Yes.
At one stage, I don't think he's quite gonna hit those heights. But yeah, Josh Sancho will perform, bro. We'll see. I'm not trusting nothing, dude, because everybody said exactly the same thing about everybody else. No, we're not saying he's not. We're not saying Jadon Sancho is going to be the worst player to ever hit the Premier League or whatever the case is, or the worst transfer United ever have done. Although that bar is pretty low, to be honest.
True.
We're just saying, I'm saying specifically for myself, I'm tired of seeing these big money transfers coming through and just not performing. Bruno almost looked like it was gonna work. It had to. He's just that kind of character. But it's different now. We're in the summer. This is the move he wanted. This is the move United wanted. If he doesn't, then I will come in. Oh, mate. Josh is staying at United as well, by the way. We'll see what happens.
Look, Josh.
Yeah, centre back would be grateful, but I mean, this 2 CDM stuff where we're playing McFred, it's got to stop as well.
Brandon McTominay.
Got to stop. So CDM, very important. Camavinga's been on the lips of a lot of reporters, but they want a lot of money for him, and I'm hearing that United aren't willing to pay the price. Rice is supposed to be 90 million euros. Ndidi's just off the market. So it's just one of those things.
Is Declan Rice worth 90 million?
No.
Because I never thought he was.
In the same breath that Maguire wasn't worth 80 million. In the same breath that Lukaku wasn't worth 90 mil and Pogba wasn't worth 110. They're not worth that. We're not saying they're worthless. It's just it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know.
It really
inflation
is.
in the transfer market it really distorts the value of
it screwed a lot of things up. It's so
because I don't know, maybe this is me being harsh, and maybe I need to watch more West Ham games, but Declan Rice seems like a decent CDM.
But he's not 90 million euros or 80 million euros. He's 50.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, easily a 50.
It's 50 mil.
That's why I'm 90 million? Because I've been seeing a lot of United fans on Twitter being oh, we got Sancho, now we're going to get Varane, now we're going to get Declan Rice, or now we're going to get Declan Rice, or Declan Rice or Ndidi, but I don't think we get Ndidi.
Oh no, Ndidi's way off. Way off, man. Way off the market.
But so, what are the possible options that we have at a CDM position? Do
I
you
don't know,
think?
man. Like I've had this chat with a lot of United fans at the moment, and I don't think there's many. And the ones that are in contention are either unavailable or going to cost you like 90 million euros, apparently. You know, um,
Yeah, no,
that's it, dude. CDMs are, especially those Kante type CDMs, dude, because Kante is amazing. Those
Oh
type
yes,
CDMs is what we need. They're hard to come by, dude. I reckon Fred could maybe play second fiddle to somebody doing that role. And I always said that McTominay had like a keen eye for goals. So if he comes on for Pogba, you know, that's some pretty good depth. Because I think, you know, you need a late goal, whatever. You can bring on McSauce. Pogba's having a bad game, which tends to happen often.
but
Bruno, you
also I
can
think
swap out for
yeah,
Van de Beek, you know. So the midfield would be pretty stacked. But whether we'll get the transfer done, I don't know. Whether we'll get the Varane transfer done, I don't know.
because I don't know. We're talking about like I don't know. A lot of United fans are talking about it like it's a done deal, and it's like he hasn't decided what he's like because he did express to Real Madrid that he's looking for another challenge. Fair. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean he comes to United. Like there are too many variables at play here before we can say he comes to United.
And
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I'd say besides the Premier League, because I haven't really seen like what's been happening elsewhere. There haven't
Mhm.
actually been too many other transfers. I mean, there's been some weird ones. You know, Messi's
Like
a free agent.
but apparently he's going to stay.
Yeah,
And
he'll stay.
Gendouzi went to Marseille. No,
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm glad. Like, I hope he does well, dude. I actually really enjoyed Guendouzi. I just didn't think Arteta gave him a chance.
no
And
fair.
he did the same with Uzil as well. He just didn't give him a chance. So, and even Lacazette. Arteta doesn't seem to rate Lacazette, and I don't know why, dude. I think Lacazette's an incredible striker. On his
Oh
day,
yeah, dude.
he's got the confidence.
On his
Marshall,
day,
exactly the
that
same
right
thing,
foot.
dude. Yeah, it's like
I don't know,
Marshall
I
as well.
was
Like, Marshall's like deadly, dude. On his day. Same thing with Lacazette. He can hurt you on his day.
But also, I was chatting to like a United friend of mine, and he was saying that like it looks like Martial is on his way out, and it's like,
Yeah.
do you think so too?
You know what, dude? He had a tough season. Oh, our show has found absolutely nobody in that play, and for anybody who's watching it live knows,
But also, Shaw, we'll get into Shaw and how well he's played in the Euros.
Shaw has been
Like,
incredible. Shaw has like been an absolute step up, and I think at this stage, because I mean, how far are we in here? We're about 25 minutes in.
yeah,
So we've cleaned up a lot of time so far. You know, we're about the same amount of time into this game as well. Let's get into the Euros. Let's hack into the Euros. I actually need my notebook and my pen for this because I feel like there's going to be a lot to talk about. I actually wish I had written down some stuff, but I actually never did. But whew, it's been quite the tournament.
yeah.
So far, we've got Italy, Spain in the semi-final. And we got Denmark and, as it stands, England in the semi-final. Now, whether that'll remain the same, we'll tell you at the end of the podcast. But yeah,
So, wow.
Who was your money on at the beginning of this tournament?
I don't know. It's a very basic choice, but I looked at the squad, I looked at the depth, I looked at the amount of talent, and I was like, France.
Yeah, well, you know, World Cup winners, 100%, dude. I said the same thing.
But also at the same time, it was, yeah, you said?
I said France as well.
Because think about it, right? I don't know. There was this crazy statistic until they lost against Switzerland. Also, I know they lost against Switzerland, but that goalkeeper did God's work. Jan Sommer was
that Jan Sommer has potentially been the player of the tournament for me.
Oh, 100%. I was actually about to say
his game against Spain, dude, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He was a wall. Because the thing is, right? Not only does this guy have great reflexes, his positioning is great.
Yes.
Like he also makes great decisions under pressure.
It's what I said about Courtois with Chiesa's goal. The one that he hit into the top right. I felt Courtois just dived, but he had time.
Yeah.
He could have taken a step to the left, and that's what Jan Sommer does very well. Like he takes a step where he needs to if he's got the time, and then he makes his save. Most keepers, and I mean even the professionals, like beyond professional, I mean Courtois at one stage we thought was the best goalkeeper in the world.
True.
Just didn't do it. Like he just that goal, don't get me wrong, it was a great hit. It was a good goal. But Courtois could have done a little bit better with his positioning there, just moving his feet a little bit more quickly and then getting that save in. Because he's a big goalkeeper.
He's like almost 2 meters tall.
Exactly, that's what
Like-
Neuer does so well. Like Neuer's so big, but it's his movement as well that allows him to get to the spots that he needs to. You know?
Because also at the same time, we'll get into the we're talking about the Euros. I think it's very disappointing that Jakob Loeb kind of left like the way that he did. Not because well, the reason I say it is because so do you remember when it was the World Cup in 2018 in Russia and they won the Confederate Cup with a young squad, and then they took old people to the World Cup, or an older squad rather.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm with you.
So I think I think if it was going to be his last hurrah, his last time as possibly one of the most successful German coaches, like non-contentious,
Yeah.
I think at some point having depth and allowing for young players, showing what the future of German football looks like, you have that opportunity to try. Because look, German fans always want to win silverware. I get that, but at the same time,
You got beat
you
by
have to-
England. Like,
at Wembley,
it ain't that deep. No, sure.
Also,
Like, yeah, it was at Wembley, like 100%.
also Muller's miss was also wow.
Yo, wow,
That
dude.
hurt.
Sterling, for all of the praise that he got for the goal he scored, did actually not play well in that game. I thought he wasn't that good. He scored
I
the
don't know,
goal, he
there's
did
a-
well.
There's an
But
iffy relationship with Sterling and like the UK media, in the sense that I
yeah,
don't know.
no, look, I hear
Some-
you. Sterling's got a target on his back wherever he goes. Always.
But I do agree with you, though. I think in that game he didn't play phenomenally well. I think he had one moment where created a chance and was able to score. Get that?
No, I mean, it was the same thing with Kane. Everybody said to take Kane off, but he was receiving absolutely zero service.
Yeah,
You know,
he was.
at
He
that
had
stage.
the least amount of touches in that game. He was like he wasn't there. So
Yeah.
I get that, but it's I don't know. The German exit was very disappointing because I think they lost to France and then they drew with Hungary, yes?
Yes, yeah.
And then who did they beat? And it looked like they beat Portugal.
Portugal. It was 4-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane.
At that point you're like, okay, maybe these guys are also competitors. Maybe like we've got and like a German resurgence or like insurgents here or something interesting.
Sure,
but at
sure.
the same time, they just didn't show up.
Oh,
Like
no, 100%.
outside of the group stages, let's be honest, outside of the group stages, especially from the group of death, no one showed up.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they all got kicked out eventually, like in the round of 16, which is just absolutely insane. You know, everybody was making jokes about it. You know, saying like the group was so deadly, nobody, went for like further in the tournament. That was a chat.
Yeah.
I want to commend very quickly Italy.
Oh
Because
yeah,
holy shit.
like
My god. I mean, don't get me like I never actually gave Italy props, and I didn't actually know how well they were doing before the Euros. So I didn't know that they were on their 28 game unbeaten streak, whatever it was with Mancini. I had no idea. I mean, listen, these were guys that didn't make it to the World Cup. They didn't go to World Cup. They didn't go World Cup 2018. So for Mancini to have brought them as far as they have, I think at this stage we can clearly say that Italy are probably the favorites and by right should win it, especially just because the opposite side of the pool looks quite weak.
yeah.
Not that they are weak, but to Italy they are. I mean, I was saying to someone as we were watching the Italy-Belgium game,
Mm-hmm.
if England were to play this Italy team,
No,
they'd
they
probably
get pumped.
lose. They'd probably lose. Like, let's not fucking lie. But I mean, at the current moment in time, they are the strongest competitors on this side of the pool.
Yes.
So everybody's expecting like England to go through, which is cool. It's like
It's kind of like the luck of the draw, but also I don't know. I watched because I like similar to you. I didn't know how good this Italy team was, and then I
Yeah.
watched the game against Belgium yesterday, and I was like, "This team is terrifying."
Yeah, they pass the ball well. They're like really quick, and they got really talented players. Like, I mean, I looked at their front line and I was like, geez, it was like a Mobile, Chiesa, and someone else I can't even remember. And I was just like,
But
geez, actually,
also-
this is this ain't bad. Like
It's
this is
actually a
good.
decent team.
Like FIFA Ultimate Team shit. I was like, whoa, okay. Like I see what's
Defense
up.
is also quite solid. Like I didn't realize that Chiellini was still playing because I thought that man retired.
Yeah. So did I. But he's still going strong, hey. Still a very good defender. But Italians are like that, dude.
He's rock solid.
Italian defenders, bro. Maldini, bro. For fuck's sakes, the man retired at like what, 41? Can't even remember. 40.
That's just terrifying because like Chiellini, even Chiellini's playing so well right now. He got an extension at Juventus.
Yeah.
Until 2022.
So wait, who does Bonucci play for? He also plays for Juventus.
Let me double check.
Yeah, please.
I think you're right.
England are out in the next round, says Josh. Bro, why are you gonna be so fucking negative, dog? Catch you guys at halftime if you're still here. Yeah, we're gonna take a break at halftime. But obviously, in regards to the podcast, we'll do some editing, and some
He
cutting.
plays for Juventus.
So he plays for Juventus as well.
Yeah.
The Juventus' back line is just stacked, and De Ligt is just chilling on the bench.
True.
Well, that's.
But also, I hate, like, so we're talking about the Euro, so we can talk about this. I think Mbappe didn't have a great tournament, eh?
I think everybody will agree with you on that one. Mbappe had an absolutely shocker. And I was quite interested to hear that Zidane said he's got too much of an ego and it's blinding him. I was quite interested with that because don't get me wrong, I like Mbappe and I get that he's young and he's going to make mistakes and stuff like that. But, you know, I never thought of him as a very like arrogant player or anything like that. But in the end of the day, if you spend so much time around Neymar, that that'll happen to you.
But also, I know you never thought of him as an arrogant player, Gomes. But like, whenever you watch France play, Mbappe doesn't play with the team; he just plays for himself, and it's just a very selfish player. Like at some point,
I tend to try not to watch France or PSG ever play. So like for me, everybody goes on about how like amazing Mbappe is and that he's not even in the same conversation as Rashford. You know, like he's way above that. But honestly, there's times where I'm like, this guy is still a kid. Like he's still making like bad mistakes. You know.
Jesus. Okay. Sorry, Declan Rice's shot you'll see in a couple of seconds. It was moving. Like he hit that with some venom. Yes. I think because if you were to compare, like people do the comparison between like Haaland, Mbappe, but at the same time, Mbappe is really young. So I think it's kind of a byproduct of achieving a lot of things really quickly. So you win a World Cup at 18, like you win Liga, you go to like the finals of like the Champions League. You're obviously going to have a lot of expectation on you. And it's not at a point where you've matured a lot as a player. So I think maybe we're being a bit harsh on him and saying like, yo, you got a lot of ego. This man is also 19.
Well, that's all what we said. That's what Zidane said. I remember reading the quote from Zidane stating that. Oh,
did you see that thing?
Oh, mate, yeah. Oh, they should have scored, dude. If England bottled this, I'll be quite upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Will you be surprised though?
No, not really. So Spain have made it to the semi-final. You reckon they're out? What do you reckon? I don't think they've had a great tournament. I think they've been alright, but they're not the Barcelona. I mean, sorry everybody. I mean, they're not the Spain of old. You know?
No, they're not. I think
they're just not, dude.
So oddly enough, I had a random thought in my head right now where I was like, if we went down with every team, at least the teams that we watch, we could probably like list their player of the tournament. And for Spain, even though he missed a penalty, someone who I think has been quite solid for them is Sergio Busquets. And there's also someone who I think doesn't get enough credit for how good of a player he actually is.
Busquets has always been overshadowed by that Barcelona midfield, you know, by the Iniesta, Xavi, David Villa spiel, dude. And because they had that midfield, and then obviously you got Messi in the same team, so it's like he never really got that. Listen, I don't like Sergio Busquets. I'm gonna tell everybody straight up. I don't like him as a player. I think he dives. I think he's, I don't know, a little bit like Ronaldo. Not arrogant, but he gets like, when he doesn't get his own way, he gets super sulky. Yeah. And I've seen that firsthand. I watched him against Liverpool when they lost that semi-final. He wasn't a leader on the field. It was like everything was going wrong and he didn't know what to do, so he just decided to throw his toys on the floor type effort. So that's my biased opinion.
Fair.
But I do recognize how good of a CDM he actually is, because he is very, very good. You know, I've watched a lot of Barcelona games throughout the history just because I've been forced into it or whatever the case is. But I do definitely recognize. It. Like, where you want to put him on the spectrum of how good CDMs have actually been. I would say he's like no Claude Makalele, but he's good, dude. Like, he's a legend at Barcelona for sure, or at the very least a cult hero.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it's kind of like Ji-sung Park with us. Like, not many people know who Ji-sung Park is, but he is a cult hero. Like, at United,
he's heavily a cult hero. The man who could never stop running. Nah, dude.
No, I just gave everything. So I rate Sergio Busquets in like that same sort of in a way. I look at him in that same way. That to Barcelona fans, he is a cult hero. To other fans, people don't care. Like, they don't rate him. But I'm not. I watched Spain for the first time yesterday against Switzerland.
Okay.
But
okay, fair.
Everything that I've seen is that they just pass the ball around a lot, and there's nobody that can finish.
Oh, I was about to say that. And the thing is about the Spanish game, one thing that has stayed consistent, at least from like, I don't know, as early as I can remember, like even like the 2010s, is that they play a very possession-heavy game.
Yeah.
But in 2010, they can play a possession-heavy game because they have the likes of like David Villa or someone who's actually a striker, so who knows how to finish.
Sure.
You know? But now, if your number one striker is Alvaro Morata,
yeah, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? But I mean, they've never had a striker. Even in like 2010, 2011, 2012. I mean, I guess that
wasn't it Fernando Torres?
I don't think they even took him to that tournament, dude. He was so bad for Chelsea around that time.
Well, that's true.
I think. I can't remember.
That's fair. I don't know, but like, so I think what's going to happen, or like for the first semi-final at least, Spain's going to have a lot of possession. Italy's going to catch them on a quick counter-attack, and then Italy's just going to defend. That's going to be the end of the game.
Yeah. No, look, I don't think Spain stand a chance.
Unless they do some.
No, yeah, Listen, in the end of the day, and this is my thing, why I rate, like, even if England made it to the final, and I mean, they've still got 2.5 matches to play, but in a final, anything can happen. And I mean, anything can happen. And sometimes your resolve and your bottle isn't always, worth the situation that you get put into. So for Italy, it could easily be a case where England get a lucky penalty and the game ends 1-0. There have been worse finals to watch. But that has happened.
You mean every Champions League final in the recent years?
Yes, this dude. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable, dude. Champions League finals used to be so cracked, dude. So cracked, bro. And now, like, we got all these oil money teams in there, and it's just, it's boring, man. Barcelona aren't in it anymore. Madrid aren't really there. I said I haven't been part of that, conversation for like a decade now. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy.
So, yeah, I don't know, like, but also this Danish team, it's also weird.
Yeah, I was about to say your dark horse of the tournament
was probably Belgium, but
no, come on, Stimzer. Belgium were the dark horses like 4, 5, 6 years ago, when all of their players were up and coming and they were young, and like De Bruyne and Lukaku and Witsel and all that. They're like 6 years. They're a good team now. So they know they're a good team now.
Oh, he was off. Well, fair. But my thing is, right, the reason why I will kind of perpetually think of Belgium as like a dark horse team is that they, much like Spain, they can't finish.
Yeah, but Stimzer, they were first in the FIFA rankings coming into this tournament. First.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I did not know that.
Nah, come on, bro. Like, I think it's been the Denmark team. Okay. I rate it's been the Danish team. No, like, I hear you, because everybody's thought that way because it's Belgium. Like, when have Belgium been relevant in anything in international football, right?
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
That's that they were always like, wow, Belgium, dark horses. But Shaw got played through.
Apparently he was off.
Oh, Sancho, no. Oh. Sancho should have stuck it away either way. He should have made VAR check it. It's a beautiful run by Luke Shaw. Great ball by... No, I think he was on. He was on. Sancho's missed this.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine margins, but Sancho needed a finish. I hope this like Manchester United thing isn't getting into his head. Should have been finished.
No,
England might have been 2-0 up, maybe, if Jadon Sancho had actually stuck it in the back of the net. Shot it straight at the goalkeeper. Listen, dude, yeah, this Denmark team has been absolutely incredible.
And like, just solid. They've like moved as a unit. And you would have...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because it's weird, because like you would have... Yeah?
Besides Schmeichel and Christian Eriksen, I don't know anybody else in that team.
No, you know some people.
Is it?
It's like, let me just quickly check this lineup that played.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be the check it up dude for me.
No stress. Lineups. So did you know Højbjerg?
Oh yes.
You know Vestergaard?
Yes.
Don't you know? Do you know Delaney?
Yes, of course, yeah. I think
do you know Dolberg?
No.
Do you know Braithwaite?
Yes.
Martin Braithwaite.
The Bundesliga Bayern Munich legend, played for Stoke and Barcelona as well.
Yes.
That man's agent, dude, deserves a raise. How that dude ended up at Bayern and Barcelona, dude. I just don't understand, man.
So like Gomes, that's already like you really know like 5 players in the squad. The defense, like the subs.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, like none of them are, I don't know, world class for lack of a better term.
I would say the only player that I think you can make a case for them being world class is probably Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah,
I think you can make a fair case.
Yeah, you'd have to put in quite an argument there. You could make a fair argument over that, but yeah, you'd be tough.
But other than that, I don't know.
Did you watch the penalty shootout between Switzerland and Spain yesterday as well?
Yes.
Dog shit penalty shootout, man. I don't know what it is with like penalty shootouts half the time. Like when Spain missed the first pen, I was like, no ways.
Kids.
And then Denmark, like we all knew Spain were like quite mentally weak when it comes to penalties, but what we didn't quite bank, or what I didn't quite bank on, is for Switzerland to have been like as bad, because they were awful. They were woeful.
But at the same time, Gomes, this is the same Switzerland team. He used the same lineup that beat France.
Yeah, but they were man down.
True. They probably like made them run more. Or anything
they were
of the sort.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I watched Switzerland run around. They were tired. They did a really hell of a job. I mean, Jan Sommer was amazing, as we've stated, but they did well.
At the same time, the frustrating thing was that Jan Sommer is amazing. But like any other team that has an actual striker scores.
Yes, 100%, 100%. That's why I think this Italy-Spain semi-final is pretty much.
It's done and dusted. Like, you know what's happening. Like, because
do you want to talk about the previous Euro champions?
Portugal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to, Gomes? Because I know it might be a little bit of a soft spot for you.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was maybe a little bit disappointed, but of course I've still got England, you know.
Fair.
But what I can say is that I am worried for Bruno Fernandes, especially coming back to United now. I think his confidence looks shot. I don't know if he just looks tired, dude. I don't know if he's just too much football, dude. Too much responsibility. I don't know what it is, man, but yeah, you might be right. It might just be tired. But Bruno didn't look good. Ronaldo was top goal scorer of the tournament coming out of the round of 16.
Yeah.
Which was insane.
Also,
considering
record breaker.
Who? Oh yeah, record breaker. Yes, Ronaldo is officially the top scorer at Euros, of all time, and I think he broke the all-time goal-scoring champion as well.
I think he tied it, Gomes.
Oh, he tied it. Can you check for me? Can you check who has the most international goals in the world? Or of all time in history? Because I remember it being some guy.
Yeah, he tied it. He tied it.
He tied it.
Ali Daei, 109.
Yeah, I know. So he's pretty much going to break that as well.
Yeah.
And that is commendable. It's beyond commendable.
He just needs like a
considering,
year of football.
you know.
Considering this man is also 30, but also apparently, rumor, so nothing but speculation. He's not negotiating a new contract with Juventus.
Really. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we were speaking about Ronaldo transfer news, but I mean, it died very, very quickly. And to be honest, it wasn't even transfer news. That's just kind of what we wanted to happen like 5 weeks ago. We said we trade,
True.
or I said I trade Pogba for Ronaldo. That's at that time in our first podcast.
Would you still?
Now I don't know because everything seems to be up in the air, and the problem right now that we're having with Pogba is the man doesn't even seem like he wants to sign a new contract. So now I'm worried we might need to get rid of him to Real Madrid just to get Varane. You know?
The thing that like I've been like I don't know if you've been like I've been keeping track of Pogba's like Instagram, and like he had a FaceTime with Cuadrado. He met up with Dybala recently, and
Yeah, dude. Oof.
it's
I don't know,
looking
man.
like
Right now, I think right now in the current scenario, in the current situation, I'd still take that deal. I'd still bring Ronaldo back for a season, and then he can go to Sporting, or either he can go somewhere else that maybe he wants to go, maybe he wants to stay for another year, year-long contract,
also
and then if you want to end up in Sporting, he can end up in Sporting.
in like cute transfer news, not like cute, but like very wholesome transfer news. Buffon went back to the club where he started his professional career, Parma in Italy.
Who's this?
Gigi Buffon. He went back to Parma after 28
Oh,
years.
that's very sweet. Wow, that's
Like
very,
it's
very
just,
sweet. That's amazing. That's
and that's
absolutely
probably where he's going to
commendable.
retire.
Oh no, 100%. And big ups to him. That's very cool. Like that's why I say it's one thing where you say it, but it's another thing to actually like make it happen. You know, it's like
True.
Ronaldo saying he wants to go back to Sporting. Like, you can say it all you want, but if you don't do it, you're just another guy who lied to us. You know.
Fair.
That sounds rough.
Fair.
I hear you, but like, it's
Gomes,
true.
can I actually give you a hot take? I think, right, for me, right, my favorite team, or at least the team I think that played the best in this tournament was Hungary. I know they didn't make it out of the group stages.
The reason I've gone silent because I need to think about it.
Fair.
But
Let me,
listen, they fought hard.
no, that's the thing,
They got
dude.
they got some results. They really did.
Because like think about it like this, right? Even if like they played a half-assed Germany, a half-assed Portugal, a half-assed France,
It
they're
was still
still
the
hungry.
yeah. It's still the group of death, dude. In the end of the day, you're
And
still
to
playing
not
against some of the best players in the world. You know?
like if you were to compare, even like let's even do like the worth, right? Of like the German squad versus the worth of the Hungary squad. In a million years, you wouldn't think that the Hungary squad was the one that almost eliminated Germany. And Germany was lucky, just lucky, to scrape a draw out of that situation.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with you. 100%.
Like in terms of like
100%.
heart, playing with heart, and just like leaving everything on the pitch. I think I know Hungary's my favorite
Oh
team
wow,
within
there's
that.
already like a little fight going on the pitch. Yamalenko wanted to pick Harry Maguire up and then put his hand out, and then Yamalenko didn't took it away, and then his friend came and stopped. That's really weird situation over there.
I didn't. I saw it and I was like,
Just
"You're
super
both being
weird.
dramatic."
Yeah,
Okay,
it
half
really did
time.
seem like one of those things. It's a rough time. All right. Hey,
Yeah,
sweet. Um, we're just gonna go through to a, I don't know,
an intermission.
an intermission. Stims and I have some like stuff that we actually do need to talk about. Let me just add in a random intermission screen because I do actually need to do it for a while. Yeah, and then we'll come back to it. How does that sound, guys? All good?
Oh, good.
All good. Okay, cool. Then for the podcast, obviously we'll do some editing, cutting, and chopping and changing, and then yeah. So speak to you guys in like 15 minutes.
Shout out.
Bye.
You don't know these streets like we do. 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 Like we do.
Oh, wait.
Alrighty, we're back, and we have just found out that Harry Maguire has actually just scored a fucking goal for England. Sorry that we're a bit late. But Harry Maguire has actually has actually scored at Euro 2020, and he's put England 2-0 up. I'm about to watch it because I can see Luke Shaw about to assist. I'm about to watch this Manchester United connection go down.
Oh, he's on. What a header.
Let's just look at this. Oh yeah, it's a great ball in by Shaw as well. It was an absolute peach of a goal. Made in Manchester. Not the blues, not the blue side either.
Not even a little bit. Wow, okay.
What do you think of my song?
Why does he
We love you, Shonday, we do. We love you, Shonder, we do. Oh, Shonday, we love you. It just reminds me of high school, dog. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys joining back into the podcast, Harry Maguire has just scored. England are now 2-0 up, and they're looking like they are going to pretty much face Denmark in the semi-final. Unless barring they absolutely screw it up, and I just hope that's not the case.
Gomes, out of curiosity, because we're talking about the Euros, which team do you think disappointed you the most?
Probably France.
Not even like Croatia?
I mean, you know what the thing is? I think that Croatian team that made it to the final of that World Cup was good. I just never thought it had enough firepower to beat France. But again, like anything can happen in a final. But that final kind of went exactly how we expected it. So yeah. The thing about it is that Croatia also has a very aging team.
True.
And I was just kind of like, okay, you know, it was kind of just like one of those things where like I wanted to be surprised, but I wasn't, because it just made sense in my brain. I was like, well, this is what happens, you know, what happens when you have all that hype going into like a new tournament, whatever the case is. But they've got an aging team, dude. Like, it just is what it is, and they just didn't play very good football. I mean, like we've been shown you don't need to play the best football to even fucking make it to the semi-final. Spain, you know. And here we are. Hey, no bias either, dog. Like, I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I definitely think France was a massive letdown.
What about? I don't know. The Netherlands was also very.
Netherlands is bad, but I mean, like, you know what? They've been doing good, then doing bad, then they've been very inconsistent. They've had this like little spell over the last not 10 years, because they made the final 2010, but
They made the final.
Let's say
but then
5 years, 4 years maybe, because they didn't even make the World Cup, did they? They weren't in the World Cup.
They went in the World Cup. It's
Yeah,
weird because
so
like
it
they
was
made the
just
World Cup final and then they beat Spain, but then didn't make the final the next year. And the next year you didn't qualify. It's one of those things about the Netherlands, which I agree with, because I think it's something that like you're alluding to, is the fact that they're just so inconsistent.
yeah, they just go through, and we don't even mean game by game inconsistent. We mean period by period. Like 1 minute they're doing amazing, next minute they're not. What did we all think of the rugby yesterday? Well, I mean, it was all right,
no.
mate.
Oh, it's done. It's done, Gomes. Harry Kane just scored.
Are you joking?
Not even remotely joking.
Oh man, it's
That was
coming
actually
home,
done.
gentlemen. It's coming
no.
home.
Oh, the worst football fans outside of Spanish fans, really.
Oh, dude, English fans are goddamn awful, but I love it, bro. I love jumping on this hype, dude. This it's coming home hype, dude. It's just the best. Oh man, all the songs as well. Oh, dude, this just makes me feel a certain way.
Who assisted here? It's Shaw.
Yeah, dude.
It's Shaw
Are you
again.
serious? Shaw with double assists, bro. Come on, this guy has like 3 assists in 2 games.
It's also a great ball, Gomes. Yo, it's actually a delicious ball. You'll see it now. Wow.
Oh yeah.
He nutmegged him.
Oh yes.
Gomes, he nutmegged him.
Wow. What
He
the
nutmegged
header?
him. Yes. At point blank range. Look at the slow-mo.
The keeper looks shocked, eh? The keeper's like, I cannot believe this has just happened.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want England to get like too hype about this as well. You know? Because they're gonna be like, yeah, we beat Ukraine. It's like, yo, dog, you beat Ukraine. Now we're
Yeah,
gonna like,
but
yeah, no, we're gonna
also-
go beat Denmark, and they get kicked out by Denmark, you know?
It's like,
Oh wow, he
Did he-
actually did too. My god, Harry Kane must be the first man on planet Earth to have nutmegged the keeper with a header and score. Like, this is just ridiculous. Oh my lord.
I-
Crazy.
but also, okay. Wow.
Oh, shame all the
it's funny.
Ukraine fans that are crying. Shame, but they are very beautiful, must say.
Focus, Gomes.
No, I'm sorry, I'm just
Like-
saying. The
Didn't
Switzerland, there was a
Mhm.
Switzerland lass, a Swiss lass that I saw yesterday. And I was like, damn, I'm going to Switzerland, bro. I don't give a, I don't care, bro.
So cold.
Yeah, but so is the UK, you know?
Oh my days, Gomes. Go for it. But I was gonna say, in the last Euros, didn't England lose to Farmers?
Lost to Iceland.
Yeah, it's not just Farmers. Like,
Yeah,
which one of
so-
those players play
No,
professionally?
they were like Nordic Vikings, so it's a little bit better. But yes, yeah.
Is VAR
basically they
checking
did.
it? Oh, they checked it. Oh.
Checked it, yeah, bro. We are way past that point.
Dude, yeah. So the most disappointing team, France. I think I agree with you. Mainly because I think I don't know. Their first game was a tough one. Fair. You're playing Germany and Germany in Germany. So that was never going to be an easy game.
Did you see German fans complaining about the fact that the round of 16 tie was in Wembley? And I was like, but bruh, you guys played your first 2 games in Germany.
home. Like,
So how's that fair? How is it that you guys played your first 2 games in Germany, bro? Doesn't make any sense.
that doesn't
Make any sense,
either.
bro.
Like, why are you beefing? Like, that doesn't make sense. No.
They were upset, dude. Don't get me wrong. Germany fans were upset, dude, about that. That's why, like, I wanted to get Matt's thoughts on it. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here though.
Our German representative.
Shame, dude. I do feel bad, but I mean, look. In the end of the day, Germany have given England so much grief over the years that it was just bound to eventually happen. You know, in a major
Dude,
tournament.
It was weird because it was the last time they won in Wembley, the UK, was in 1966.
Yes, that was the last time England beat Germany in a major competition, or in the knockout rounds of a major competition. Was in 1966 when England won the World Cup.
Oh no. So now is it written in the stars that the Euros are coming home?
I still think this is Italy's to lose, man. I am
I still
100%
like
on
that,
board
yeah.
with the fact that Italy's. Don't get me wrong, dude. I'm gonna be supporting England all the way till as far as they make it. I will be there, but you know,
But also, Gomes,
you
interestingly enough,
got to face reality. Yeah.
let's say hypothetically, in a world in which Spain beats Italy, right? Do you think the Spanish team beats this English team?
Nah, then we have a game. Then we have a game. Do I still have the signed piece of paper? I sent you. Yeah, I do, dude. I mean, it's on Discord, but yeah, I've got it. I never printed it out or anything. So yeah, dude, that's basically like my feelings about the entirety, like really, of the Euros. I can't really think about like any other team that I've looked at or any other match that I looked at. I mean, listen, we had some crazy ass matches, man. We had what, Netherlands Ukraine 3-2. We had Spain Croatia 5-3. We
That
had
was also
Switzerland
stressful.
France was just the most insane game ever, dude.
That was wow.
I mean, even the Spain Switzerland game, and I mean, these are the few games that I did watch, and they were just so good. All the games
But also,
I saw were like
I'm not gonna lie. So
decent.
the day, like literally, Portugal was playing against France and Germany was playing against Hungary was just a delicious game for football because that table changed.
Yeah, like
so
5
many
times, dude. Yeah, throughout that day, it was incredible.
Like, oh,
Any other teams that like we really should be talking about here? I think we've pretty much crossed off everything on Euro 2020, the matches and our overall thoughts on that. That could be worth millions in a few years. Maybe not a few million, maybe not like worth millions, mate. But it'll definitely be a good collector's item. It depends on how good you get, dude. But we'll have to see it, man. Yeah. Anyone else? I mean, we spoke about England, we spoke about Germany, we spoke about Portugal, France.
oh yeah, but no, but like
Netherlands,
let's
Italy.
chat
Belgium.
from the games that you've watched. Who do you think is the best player of the tournament?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Chiesa's been insane
No, yeah, you're
for
right.
Italy. He's been crazy, dude.
Yeah, but
Absolutely
didn't he
insane.
snap his tendon?
Did he?
No, there was someone else that was injured. Sorry, give me a second as I double check.
No, not a problem at all. Yeah. So that's kind of just like the way we're going about it right now. Is that I think we've covered every team. Sweden, very disappointing. They got like
Oh, it's Spinazzola. Spinazzola slapped his tendon.
spinners. Yes, yeah.
He snapped his tendon.
Yeah, that was rough. That was like super rough. Oh my, like there are people in the crowd literally holding "It's Coming Home" like papers and posters. I mean, it really is a beautiful time to be English.
This is.
I don't know, man.
Isn't the UK in lockdown?
No, is it Josh? UK is it in lockdown, bro? I don't think it is. Not a heavy lockdown, anyways.
Not like what we're going through. Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, beyond that, I kind of just want to get your thoughts on the upcoming season, Premier League wise. Where do you think? Like, give me your top 4.
Top 4. Ooh.
Give me your top 4 for the Prem. Like, what are we saying here?
So this is like a very hot take because at the same time, a lot can happen in the transfer window. I've seen a couple of rumors, and I think.
But I mean, as it stands,
as it stands, I still think City's number 1, and it pains me to say it.
Yeah. I just don't think United have enough.
I definitely think Chelsea probably have like almost maybe a second place. Because I don't know. I think Tuchel got the team halfway. I think a full Tuchel season probably changes where Chelsea like places. And I know they place 3rd, but I think it's a bit more of a competitive race.
Yeah.
I think United can get a 3rd. I don't know. Liverpool. I don't want to like do a repeat, but I don't know if Liverpool has the firepower. But at the same time, I think now, after the signings and what we see now, I think Leicester easily gets into the top four.
I just don't know at this thing. And like every single person who's asked me to like just rate or rank where you think the Premier League season is gonna go, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know,
Because
anything could happen.
we all thought last season was gonna turn out a certain way and it just never did. You know, United's second was actually just
Dumb.
what? It was like, huh? And City was so bad in the first half of the season, and then they just went on that streak where they didn't lose, and that's why they ended up winning, because everybody else was so bad, they just kept dropping points. Liverpool just capitulated, dude. Just capitulated. And
The worst title defense in history.
yeah, it's probably something similar is gonna happen again, dude. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the season Solskjaer gets sacked. I just wouldn't. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised that if this is the first season that United win the Premier League in like almost 10 years.
But at the same time,
It's that
Grums,
sort of a thing. I don't know. Like,
That's-
it's just,
that's the frustrating thing, right?
I don't know what to
It's-
call.
Because like the thing is, Grums, about what you're saying is that it's either one of those two things. There is no midpoint.
There really isn't.
There is no middle. There's no middle ground. It's not like saying
It's
United has
either-
an average season and they finish fifth or whatever.
Yeah,
no.
it's either gonna be exactly how you thought it was gonna go, or just not at all. Like not even
Because
slightly.
Grums, if we're honest, in the beginning of the season when United was doing shit, but we were just like dominating in the Champions League, you're like, oh, okay, that's new, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
yeah,
3 months later, it's exactly the opposite. And it's like, oh, okay. And then United are at a point like literally were like top of the table. And then it's like, oh, okay. All we have to do is like not lose any points.
yeah.
And we lose points. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's,
I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I think the definites that we can see from now is like I don't think, and I maybe this is me being harsh. Like I rate Nuno as a coach. Think he's absolutely phenomenal. And Tottenham now have a director of football, so they probably might start Jesus. Oh, yo.
yeah.
Wow.
You just keep it running. I just need something very quickly.
No, like Harry Kane just had a shot that was like, this half volley is actually delicious. Like the way he connects with this is actually like, oh, it's a great save actually from the Ukrainian keeper. Oh, it's a difficult save as well. Oh my days. England are literally chasing a fourth one here. They're trying to like assert some sort of dominance on the game. They're already 3-0 up.
I think we can basically chalk off this game. I think this is a.
It's another. Wait, who scored? Oh no, Jordan Henderson.
Why did you say it like that? Why did you say, oh no, Jordan Henderson?
I don't know. So
Why did
like,
you
I
say
don't
it like that? Oh my god, what a shot by Kane though. You check that
That's what you
volley.
see? That's what I was talking about. That's when I stopped. That's when I paused everything I was saying, and I was like, "What?" I think. Look, and this is harsh. I think Jordan Henderson is overrated
Okay.
because I remember there was a season, and like, don't get it twisted. Pogba had a really shit season, but there was a season where Henderson and Pogba were rated the same on FIFA.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but that's FIFA, dude. You can never trust EA with that shit, bro.
It's a great header from him, though.
It's 3 headers, dude. Yeah, what a
Actually.
header as well, bro. What a
Great
header.
header.
It was incredible. Well
He
played.
ran onto that. Yo, you really think it's coming home?
You know what the funny thing is about this? Can I just add, Tomato?
Yeah,
England
yeah.
have not conceded in this tournament yet.
But like, England's the type of team that will probably concede in the final.
Yeah, they'll probably like get battered like 6-0 or something, sure. But
Rash Flash. Oh, Rashford's coming on. Love
that's
it.
good. Good to see.
And Kieran Trippier. Did
So
you hear that apparently United are looking to buy Kieran Trippier as
yeah,
well?
listen, that ended very, very quickly. Apparently, Atletico Madrid wanted like 60 million or something. It was something unbelievable. It was like the most ridiculous price for like a 30-year-old right back. It was crazy, man. Oh man. Yeah,
But also
Ukraine are
Luke
getting
Shaw, what a
absolutely
game.
torn apart, bro. Yeah, Luke Shaw's
Luke
had
Shaw,
a.
what a
Wait, did
game.
Luke Shaw take that corner?
Yes.
So he got a hat trick of assists. You're telling me Luke Shaw got a hat trick of assists, and every single assist was headed in? That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Now it's time for Rashford to score. Rash Flash combined with Sancho score.
Yeah, I'm about to see that. Oh, and Bellingham's coming on. That's crazy.
Because at this point you're 4-0 up. Might as well throw on the youngsters.
Oh no, 100%, 100%.
4-0 up,
So-
30 minutes in. Yeah.
Do you want to like then end off this podcast? Obviously, like I'm gonna have to chop and change it and edit it like where I can. And
we
then
can, yeah.
so what I wanted to state was, do you think where do you think the top four is gonna be? Like, what do you reckon? Like, what do you think this Premier League top four is gonna be? Just give a wild guess. We can come back to it eventually and be like, oh, that was bad.
Oh, like it's going to be bad, Gomes. Like we say,
I got some pretty brave shit to say here. I've got some very brave shit to say here.
oh, you start then. I'm kind of curious because I'm going very safe. It's the thing that I said earlier where I think City probably are up there. I don't know for certain if United are up there, but I know that Leicester's probably up there, and I think Chelsea's definitely up there. And a fourth one, let's go for a wild card. Let's say not
Arsenal.
even United. No, God, Gomes.
You said wild card. Hey, you said wild card. I give you a
Arsenal's
wild
not even a
card.
wild card. Arsenal's not even remotely a wild card. Let's be pretty honest here. Like, no, let's
Okay.
see. Fourth,
So this is
fourth,
mine.
I go Spurs.
Fourth Spurs. Okay. So here's my top four. Right. I think
Okay.
United are going to win the league. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. But here's why. I think if Solskjaer doesn't win the league this season and he gets clowned, bro, and he gets exposed, he's gone, dude. So the only
Okay.
hope I have right now is for United to win the league. So for me, I'm just gonna go in with a full 100% dignity on the line. I think United will win the league. I think City will come second. I think Liverpool will definitely fight back. I think they'll come third. And I think you'll definitely see Chelsea come fourth because I don't know what it is with Chelsea and this whole I don't know, they get in a manager, the manager as well, they do well for like maybe a season, then they're like out again or whatever. And I think Tuchel's a top class manager.
Oh, I think he's great, yeah.
But you know what, and at the end of the day I could be eating my words, bro. I think Tuchel could win the Premier League. This
No,
is just the trip
thing
we're
is-
on.
Like, the thing is, Gomes, the thing is, both of us know that Chelsea are in the top four. But at the same time, both of us, I think we've had this conversation before, maybe not today, but like, we are terrified of Tuchel as a manager because he's actually a really good one.
Yeah, of
And he's
course,
got
no,
a good crop
100%.
of players.
You
He's
just
got a
hope
good
that
crop of
like
players.
you just hope that Chelsea syndrome kicks in and they just like bottle it basically.
Because if it doesn't, honestly, it's probably like a two-way race between Chelsea and City there.
100%.
And also, I saw a rumor. Sorry, before we end off, I saw a rumor, fairly a rumor. It hasn't been quashed yet, but I hope it gets quashed. That Chelsea's trying to buy Haaland, and
Oh, I saw that as well. Yeah.
Initially I would be scared, but
Dortmund won't
I-
let him go for anything less than like 150 mil, dude. Because he's got
Chelsea's
like
the
a
money.
good season left. Not
Chelsea's-
anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
They spent that shit, dude.
Oh yeah, with Frank and all of those transfers.
Yeah, bro. That's why we were all clowning Frank Lampard as the PE teacher instead of Oli last year, dude. It was great.
Yeah. But-
So the last thing
I
Josh
was gonna-
said here was
Yeah?
just, what do you think? I play for Man United first team and play for England in the World Cup. I mean, dude, that's like every kid's dream. So, I mean, if you do it, bro, like big props to you, dude. We'll be here on the Almost
Oh, yeah,
Football
dude.
podcast. We'll be talking about it. We can have you on as a guest. It would be pretty cool.
100%.
But gonna take some resolve. Yeah. So Simza,
I was just gonna say, like, it's weird because, like, I know a lot of Chelsea fans get excited about like maybe like a Haaland coming, but like, you got excited for Timo Werner before he came.
I do
And-
remember that, and it was absolutely awful. Like Timo Werner was not it, dude. It was not it. He was not a chief. Timo Werner was
Like,
not it.
oh no, Ooh, okay. No, it's fine.
Okay,
Ooh, great run though.
let's clean this off because I feel like if we just keep talking, I'm gonna have like a lot to edit at this stage.
Fair play, fair play, fair play. Thank you to everyone that came through. Shout out. Hope you guys have a great night. Me and Gomzi are outie.
Okay, sweet guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it a lot. We're gonna try to do this every single Friday, so we'll definitely be back next week Friday. Basically when the Euro final will be confirmed, I believe, because I believe the final game is played on Friday or
The
Thursday. I
11th.
can't quite remember. Yeah, the 11th.
It's
The final's played on a Sunday, so it's played next week Sunday. So we'll either be back for the final itself, but we'll probably just have a proper stream for that, and then a podcast next week Friday, and we'll cover a variety of different topics. But if you guys have listened this far, I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, we'll check you guys on the flip side.
cheerio.